Hi there. Today I just want to touch on a really important topic and something that is important for everyone. And it's about invoking peace in your life. Peace is a divine gift. It's absolutely available from the divine all the time, anytime you choose to accept it. It's always there. Is always present. Just a matter of coming into alignment and to receiving this beautiful gift that we can have, no matter what's going on in our life, no matter what kind of pressures we have, whether it be work or relationships or living situations and so on. It's something that that is certainly within your own grasp of what you can manifest in your life almost instantly. But I just have a few steps. For instance, first of all, I'm just going to share what works for me. There's so many ways of looking at this. I'll just share a few things. Adjusting your perspective is probably the first thing that I would encourage a person to do. Is no matter what you're fixated on, no matter what's on your mind and in your heart and what's causing any kind of a turmoil or stress, it's we just need to find another perspective that is in more alignment with peace. And so what I often do is I take my situation and I try and be a observer as to what's going on, to kind of back up a little bit and see the situation from an objective point of view. When you're talking about a perspective of observing, in light of that, a change in perspective can give you the answer to anything in your life, and that comes from within. It's taking the truth that you begin to digest and hold dear to your heart and align with the truth that is available to you. And it's just it takes maybe some energy sometimes, but it is a choice, and it's certainly within your grasp and your abilities to make a shift. One of the easiest ways that I can get out of my head and my body, my stresses, is if I just ponder a little bit and attune into a heart of gratitude. Because no matter what kind of life you're living, you don't have to look very far to see someone else's life and situations and stresses and stuff that they're going through that is certainly, to be honest with yourself, it's likely more difficult than what you have. If you had, say, half a dozen people in your life, and if everyone metaphorically took all their stuff and their stresses and their pressures and that, put it on the table, and you could see everyone's burden that's in front of them, and everyone puts their stuff on the table, chances are you look around a table and you would willingly take yours back, because it really pales in light of what other people are going through. So that's certainly a quick way to get into a heart of gratitude, to realize that no matter how things feel, it could be worse, and just by God's grace, it's not worse for you in that situation. So again, to take a bigger picture, take a 40,000 foot view as to what's going on, and that also comes into alignment with taking a look in that perspective from a higher view, looking at duality, looking at the full spectrum, and realizing that the duality of this earth and the negative to the positive is a gift for us, in order for us to sense where we are and to navigate and make good choices. Without making choices in your life, you can't move forward. You can't expand your soul's experience. So to take the whole picture in and realize that on the full spectrum of duality, where do you reside, and how can you shift that perhaps? And that's all based on well, what you believe in your heart to be truth. We have an awful lot of maybe belief systems attached to programming and influences that are so prevalent in our narrative and around us and the way we were brought up and so on, that we lose sight of what is actually true, or we don't even ask ourselves sometimes, is what I'm believing, is it actually true? And to kind of break down some of that false pretenses, some of that fear, some of that anxiety is usually based on non-truth. Okay? Maybe the second thing I would probably focus on is adjust your self-reflection as to who you really are. And in looking at that, it's probably quite evident that the ego doesn't want you to have peace. The ego likes to cause a little bit of chaos in your life. It wants to either paint a picture that you're more grandiose than you think you are, or that you're not deserving or worthy of the place that you're at. And both of those, in the duality, it causes some kind of a rub, some kind of an angst against how you feel about yourself. And so to take a look honestly, the chances are you might not even receive peace in your life because your ego is resistant to it. Your ego doesn't want a shift, because any shift to going closer to the truth of who you are and your divinity puts the ego into submission. So it's like changing a shift from your heart into, or from the chaos of your mind, and shifting it to your heart and the values that God has given you within, and to manifest that. So one of the things that I think is very common and prevalent in people's lives is they're absolutely, in general, people are just so too hard on themselves, and very critical. And if you had some honest feedback, you wouldn't be nearly as appearing in a way that you appear yourself to others, that you're way better, more kind, more loving, more generous than maybe you even paint a picture to. You shouldn't have to live in an energy of fear that at the end of the night you just feel bad for your whole day because you could have did better. I mean, that's kind of a difficult state to look at your life at the end of the day. So just realize that you made good choices in the day, and you accomplished some good things, and that you felt in touch with things that were really important. So for me, a good way to adjust to taking a look at myself is being able to pause, being able to be still. I think one of the most important things that you can do to do that, it's kind of a meditation type of an aspect, is focus on your breathing. Your breathing is natural, it's fluent, it happens all the time. It's a divine gift, of course. And if you just push everything aside, focus on your breath, feel your chest and your gut and your diaphragm, how it moves up and down, and tap into that flow of divine energy, life force energy with you, and just embrace the pattern and be still. And you're going to be bombarded with all kinds of thoughts. The ego is going to throw all kinds of things at you, all kinds of distractions. Expect it. It's going to happen. But don't judge your thoughts. Just imagine you're on the banks of a lazy river, and you're in the stillness, you're listening to your breath, and these thoughts are kind of floating down the river past you. Just accept them, because that's who you are. These thoughts for you are real. Don't judge them. Just see them, recognize them. They're present. That's a part of you, and that's how you're kind of wired, and that's everything. So don't get distracted by these thoughts. Just acknowledge them and let them move on. You can explore them some other time, no big deal, right? But in the moment, if you want peace in your life, focus on your breath, focus on trying to be still. Try and empty your mind of thoughts so that there will be such a stillness, because in that stillness, the Spirit drops in beautiful, beautiful things that are goes deeper than a thought that comes from your mind, but it's the energy that comes from your heart, and the Spirit always speaks truth to you. So be still. The expression in the Bible is like, be still and know that I am God. And that's actually referring to you, not the fact that there is a God that exists, but the divinity resides within you. So in essence, you are God. And so what concerns does God actually have? Everything's put into motion. Everything is there for a reason. Everything there is undergirded by such a beautiful energy of love that it just be able to sit in that and realize, well, who are you really? You are divinity. You are God. You have the most special imprint of a blueprint of divinity within you that is so unique. And instead of comparing yourself and judging yourself against other people, that shouldn't be a part of your construct. It should be, oh, wow, I'm beautifully made. I'm perfectly, humanly imperfect. And just embrace that. And that allows you to be grounded in the Spirit and grounded in your life and appreciation to Mother Earth and all that beautiful energy if you just sit in it, relax into the breathing and so on. Another aspect that I would encourage you to do, number 3, let's say, is adjust your environment if you need to. If there's lots of chaos around you, find a more peaceful environment. If you don't, let's say if you're sensitive to energy around you, take note of that. How's my body responding? You could have a bit of anxiety. Your heart rate might be raised a little bit. Your skin tone might be getting a little bit red. Just take some note as to how you're feeling, and listen to your body. Listen to parts of your body, whether you got tension in your shoulders or you got butterflies in your stomach or whatever. Just pay attention and find an environment, find a space. Let's say if you're being bombarded by negative energy regarding people, say at your workplace or in your home, change the environment. Go for a walk. Find something, shift from a noisy environment to a quiet environment. Go for a walk. Walk in nature. Embrace nature. When you go for a walk, don't necessarily put in an audio book or distraction or podcast or anything. Just listen to the birds, listen to the river, listen to the chatter in the background. Look around to see that life is going on. And no matter what your situation, when you see Mother Gaia in all the beauty and the splendor and the fauna and the animals and the insects and everything working in harmony in their own beautiful consciousness, it's really a good way to escape from the energy that you're holding within and just realize that, wow, whether I leave or not, or whether I saw that or not, it's going to carry on without me. And that's the essence of God in the beauty of all that, to help you kind of relax and let go and realize how beautiful some things are. My favorite thing to do is, even if I can find a body of water, that really helps me. The icing on the cake is if there's waterfowl on there, whether it be geese or ducks or little ducklings and stuff, and these units of families and taking care of each other and looking after and nurture, and how they look after themselves, how they clean themselves, how they glide through the water, how they're attentive to their environment, how they aren't worrying about tomorrow. They're just looking for the food for the day. They know that they're going to be provided for, and they just move in synchronicity with the universe. It's a beautiful thing. I think that's something that we can certainly take a lesson to and engage with the rhythm of the life that's all around us. And one of the most rewarding ways of doing that is tap into the things that bring you joy. Let's say if maybe even just going for a walk can bring you joy. A little bit of exercise can bring you joy. Maybe you have a favorite place you like to just sit, or maybe you want to go out at night and just look at the expanse of the stars. I mean, it's so magnificent, but just allow it to rest with you. Allow it to affect your heart. Allow it to affect your body in the peace and the immenseness, the expansion of what that is, and realize that you're a part of that. And as everything that is out there is loved by God, everything that is within you, we're like our own cosmic energy of a universe within us. God loves us just as much as he loves everything else. And it's absolutely beautiful. So just look into the flow of life, change your environment, find something that works for you, make the choice. And you'll realize that, wow, peace is right there. It's absolutely right there. Just embrace it. You have to pick it up and look at it and go, have again a heart of gratitude to say, thank you, God, for this peace that is manifesting, ever present anytime I reach for it. It's beautiful. The fourth thing I would probably focus on is adjusting my affirmations, adjusting what is true in my life, adjusting what is resonating in my heart, or what's in my belly, what is ever within that energy. It manifests in my outer world. It is something, if I'm living in fear and chaos and I'm angry or frustrated with people, the universe goes, oh, they're fixated on the anxiety that people bring into their life, and I think that's what they probably like, so we'll bring more upon them. And that's how the universe responds to our energy. So the affirmations is for you to kind of correct some of those narratives, to say, look, I am divine, I am peace, I am kind, I am loving, I am generous, I am abundant, I am truthful, I am full of integrity, I am full of love, I manifest truth, I am just on and on. Just feed your heart, feed your soul with all these truths that you know to be true. And if you don't know that to be true, there's a little bit of homework for you. It's just a beautiful thing. It's something that we just need to sometimes be still enough to prioritize the truth within our heart and come into alignment with divinity, with our spirit, and that peace and that gift, and you'll sense love from Mother, Father, God. It's just a natural response to tuning into what's inside, to what's really important. So I just want to encourage you to look at these things. We get so bombarded with the chaos around us, with the narratives all around us, with all the division, all the separation, all the battles, whether it be on a border front or corporations or whatever. We would never have world peace if there's not peace in our heart. And if you want to be a contributor to new heaven on earth, a reality that everyone is living in peace and harmony, it starts within. And it's not something that we can't point fingers and go, well, only if the government did this, or only if the healthcare did this, or only if we need to look in the mirror and say, what can I do today? What can I do for myself? What can I do for my loved ones? What can I do for my partner? What can I do for my community? What can I do for the people I work with? How can I approach in a way that I can come into alignment with the affirmations that I'm believing are true in my life, and embrace that, and love will flow, peace will flow, truth will sink into your heart even further, and the Spirit will give you more enlightenment, again, guaranteed, who you really are. So you are special, you are unique, you are precious, and you have every right to be at peace. There's no need to always play a victim card. There is no need to get swallowed up by a narrative. It's no need to be under the oppression of fear, because fear is usually just lies pressing against you. So just take time to breathe, take time to take control of your environment, take time to reflect on what's true about you, and find the perspective that helps you come into alignment with your spirit, and absolutely you will have peace every single time. All right, bless you. Bye-bye.